I've been living with a learning disability all of my life, and the general approach right now is to bypass cognitive weaknesses or neurological weaknesses, provide accommodations, provide technology, provide smaller classes, provide books on tape, note takers, those kind of interventions, which bypass the root cause of their learning disability, which is cognitive. The Arrowsmith program goes right at the cause of learning disabilities, these neurological weaknesses, and works with children over 3 years, roughly 3 to 4 years, to change their brain so that neurologically they don't have the memory problems, they don't have the processing problems, they don't have the motor output problems for writing like dysgraphia. And this fundamentally changes this child's ability to engage in learning, to engage in the classroom, to feel what it's like to be an independent learner without a whole truckload of support around them. We can have measures of reading, writing, and spelling and math, and measures of memory and cognitive processing, but now we want to look deep into the brain and see what's happening with the neurons, with the myelination of neurons, with the networks that are taking place. Once this research is underway, once it's completed and research articles are published in journals of hopefully learning disabilities and neuroscience, other academics, educators and neuroscientists from other universities across the world will begin to read this information. This isn't being published by the Arrowsmith program. This isn't their own study. This is an independent researcher who's looking at it through their own lens, through a researcher's lens, with controls. And these other academics, these educators and neuroscientists, will begin to read this and say, maybe we need to look at this too. And they'll contact Dr. Lara Boyd, the researchers at UBC, and say, tell me more about what you're doing. And they'll begin to say, I want to research this as well. And they will find grants and funding because of this initial research. Funding grants will likely be made available to further study cognitive intervention and learning disabilities. The box begins to open. What used to be a closed mindset about intervention for learning disability, there's a slight opening in the lid and people begin to look in. That then, I think, has a dramatic effect on what we think and how we view learning disabilities. Our current viewpoint is they're lifelong. That's the definition of learning disabilities. That alone will begin to change. That definition of learning disabilities will be questioned. And then the future for intervention is wide open, and educators will begin to say, well, maybe we need to train our teachers about cognitive intervention and how learning disabilities can be treated. This research allows us to go back in time in terms of intervention, start at the beginning, provide cognitive intervention at a young enough age so they don't have to suffer through the rest of their life.